And here's a great question that I have for people too, is we've gone back and forth about our registry. We've heard literally from both sides where we've heard someone say, if you put your registry link on the invitation or in there, that I would be so mortified that I would curl up in a ball and die, is how presumptuous and tacky that feels. And then you have people saying that's the only way to do it. It's exactly what people are going to want, instead of having to send you something in the mail. So we've had conflicting things where it's the most tacky and presumptuous thing, or it's the most cool, awesome, hip, easy way.
Right.
And I think our reasoning about it for me is I always look at what I would do as the consumer of anything. Mm-hmm. So even when we make our YouTube videos, I don't ever think of like, what do we want to do? It's more like we have to enjoy it, but what's the audience gonna like? Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing here. If I got an invitation to go to a wedding, and whether I could make it or not, but I wanted to give to, we don't have checks. So you'd have to get a check. You'd have to write it. You'd have to get an envelope. You'd have to stamp it. You'd have to drop it off. It's like a big ordeal. Right. I would love just to know the registry and go, oh, here you go. Done. Mm-hmm. So that's how I thought of it. But then when we heard that, no, that could be presumptuous or tacky, I was like, oh yeah, because I don't want people to think that they were invited because we wanted something.
Well, no, but generally what they do, how it's always gone when you are having a wedding, you'll have a bridal shower before the wedding. Yeah. Now, that's usually what someone's throwing it for you, you know, maybe your maid of honor, your mom, or whoever it is. Well, I should actually know that, but I don't. I think it's your maid of honor, your girls, your bridesmaids traditionally will throw that for you. And when someone's throwing you a party, it's a lot easier to say, oh, this is the registry. So you give people that are going to go and attend the wedding who are also attending the bridal shower, you give them the registry at the bridal shower.
So they will bring a gift to the bridal shower and not a gift to the wedding?
Actually, no.
They give both?
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a bridal shower gift and then there's a
That's
registry.
Insane.
It is insane.
That's insane.
It is.
But so that's interesting to me because somebody else is doing it. It's just the tact of marketing in that aspect where you're just like, oh, it's not weird because it's a friend throwing it. But then a friend is going to the bridal shower giving a gift, then hopping on an airplane or whatever, if it's not local, flying, spending money there, and giving a gift for the thing.
Yeah.
So when you look at all of it, and I look at it like this, because this is our first time. Yeah. So if you don't ask anyone advice and you just go, well, what do we know about life and what feels right and what feels wrong? The thing that did bug me and why we ended up going without putting the registry is that we didn't, as soon as someone told us, they're like, I was like, I don't want someone to ever think they were invited
just
because of that.
Yes.
So I said that was enough for me to go, okay, you know, because there's like a list of people where there's certain, and I think that's what I was talking with my cousin about. There are people that in your life that you just know are going to come to a wedding and give a gift. Mm-hmm. Like people would know, there's people in your life that you know you're invited, you know you're bringing a gift, and it's not presumptuous. But then there's the fringe people that are invited. And you don't really know them that well, but they're a part of the family or something.
Right.
And I felt funny about that. Like I didn't want people to think, like the people that we're inviting, we want to be there. Mm-hmm. And so we left it off the invitation. We still haven't got them printed yet, but we have like everything ready. But I'm curious what all of you think about that. Do you think it's tacky? Do you think it's not? And did I just let it get into my head where now I felt it was presumptuous? But I made the joke and I said, what's presumptuous is if in the invitation there was a self-stamped envelope that says, put cash here, please, is presumptuous. But putting the registry link to make it convenient.
Well, and here's the unique situation that we're in. Because of everything going on in the world, we decided that at this time we're not going to plan a bridal shower just because trying to do a wedding is one thing, but having all these other events, like you don't want to have to cancel. So we're like, you know what? We're just not going to do that. So traditionally, that's when you'd share a registry. On the other hand, we also have been together for 10 years. Everything that we do, especially when it involves other people, we like to make it, I guess, as easy for them as possible because we know what it's like being on the other end of it. So since we've been together for almost 10 years, we don't need your average registry stuff. You know, we don't need the mugs. We don't need the stuff for the kitchen or the mattress or I don't know, whatever that traditional stuff is. We don't really need that. So we're like, you know what, to make it easy for everyone, instead of people trying to send random stuff here that they have to go, okay, gosh, what do I give them? We're like, let's just have a little registry. This way it can allow us to put funds toward whatever it is in our business or life, new chapter, house, whatever it's going to be. It's just a lot easier to do that.
Yeah.
So then we were like researching and we heard about something called a wishing well. And that's like really popular with the modern couples.
Yeah.
You know, and basically what they do at physical, or they used to do this physically, but now it's kind of gone virtually, where you would go to a wedding and they would have a wishing well table, but you would have just this box and people could put their envelopes in and it would be cash. But people started like stealing those or things would go missing. So they started setting up online, like you've heard of Honey Fund, where you can go.
Zola.
Or Zola.
Those are pretty much the three big ones.
Yeah,
Right?
and a lot of people, what they'll do, and especially if they're going on honeymoons, they'll set it up where you can purchase something they're going to do on the honeymoon together. So we had a friend get married in Mexico, and I think we paid for them to go see a musical and have dinner in Europe. Like that, we looked at it. You know?
You can do.
So it's just all different, you know, and every couple's different.
Well, everyone, and that's the whole thing is like and then you like look at all of the other things where people say your love, laughter, and presence is all we need, but if you want to honor us with a gift and everything. So I just never thought of that because it just seems weird to me because I genuinely don't care if like I just want people to
celebrate in our day.
Celebrate our day. Yeah. Like I'm not looking for a gift.
Right.
If people want to give. There's some people that will 100%, but I never wanted people to think we expected a gift.
No.
And that's what made me uncomfortable. My initial thought was, the registry link is easy. I didn't think that it's going to be presumptuous. Mm-hmm. And for us, because we run a business and we run out of an S Corp and we have our personal, and we have to actually talk about an accountant about once we finally get married, what that's going to look like, because I don't know. That'll be new. But wedding gifts are not a taxable income. And when I looked at it, I go, if we get a honey fund and family and friends and people send money and we cash out that honey fund into the bank in like 2 months, whenever after the wedding, that lump sum is easy on the accountant and for us to show that this $6,000, $10,000, whatever it's going to be, is wedding gifts.
And it's not taxable.
No,
That's
but
crazy.
I'm saying how crazy it's going to be if you have people mailing checks all different dates, and now you're going to have 60 to 100 checks that are just everywhere. And then for the accounting purposes, because with our income and how we work everything, you're going to have to say, well, this was a wedding gift. We'll prove it. Okay, well here, you know what I mean? Like everyone going to the honey fund and doing one export.
That's interesting.
Is even when we do with our Teespring, with our advertising, we let it build up into PayPal, and we have separate accounts. So when we, after like 3 months, we'll distribute from the PayPal. Here is the sponsorships, and it comes in a lump sum. It's easier to keep track of than piecemealing together everything. So I looked at it more in that technical aspect of it. So there was more that went into it. But like I said, I'm curious what everyone's thinking if that's presumptuous, even though we already made our decision, because even if one person thought so, I'd feel like crap. So I was like, you can't do that.
Yeah.